first thing I would recommend is not to use these kind of images as reference, because you will end up drawing something like this. I personally used this image from the Pinterest, and I am going to pin it in my description so you can get benefited from it as well. Here I am doing some shape analogy. You have to look at the reference or the subject, and then you are going to notice the shape there, and then you are going to draw the exact shape in the same manner as given in the reference. Here we can see a parallelogram, a rectangle, actually two rectangle, a triangle, and two circles as the tire. So we are going to add the same shapes in the same manner, and it will really, like, it is really easy in perspective drawing and other things, I don't know. And yes, my phone storage space has some issues with me, so that I didn't record the car drawing process, but whatever, you can do it with the reference image, I guess. Here this part can be really helpful. I am looking at the reference and darkening the part that are already dark in the reference. How is this helpful? Let me explain. When we are darkening these parts, like these areas, a kind of mapping out these in our like drawing from the reference, when we are using our watercolors, because they are, transparent, when we are layering watercolor upon them, we will have some kind of knowledge or some kind of science, not sign, some kind of, how to explain this, we have some kind of, knowing in advance. Wow, knowing in knowing in advance that yeah, we have to use darker color in these area and lighter color in these areas, because they are transparent, you can understand it. Okay, that's it. Maybe this thing is called glazing, I don't know. Going with the lightest shade of purple. Here you can just copy me, like whatever I am doing, you can do the same. Okay, just have some blind trust and trust the process. Whatever I'm doing, just repeat it in the same manner. I don't know how to explain this part. I am using the thinnest brush I have available, and I am using wet on dry because we need some precise control over our brush, and that's it. If you just keep repeating the steps I am doing here, you might make a very beautiful car by the end, because I am doing it in like real time speed. I didn't speed this up, and it is quite long video, so yes, you can paint with me as well as soon as you drew the car, because that portion was not captured by my camera, my storage space was running out. But as soon as I noticed that it was not already recording, because my camera is like placed over my head, so I cannot see it all the time. I hope you understand. Even if you don't understand, it won't bring that clip back again here, so don't understand if you don't want to understand. If I be real, there are only few areas in the car's body where you actually need to add gradient kind of effect, and that will give your painting a life. Okay, it is not difficult, because if I can do it, you can also do it. It is actually easy. It is easier than I actually imagined. The base layer of purple color in the car's main body is taking a little too while to get completely dried, because it's a rainy day outside. So we are going to add details in the front glass. In the half of it we are going to use grayish black color, and in the other half we are going to add black color. You can add a line as I am doing here so that it won't smudge, and even if it smudges outside you can always use acrylic color or any other color. If possible, try to use damp cloth and take the color off the paper, but if you can't, you can always use acrylic. They are opaque and they are very good at it. Adding details to the side glass, we are going to make it completely black, so this part is actually easy. The grayish lines and the other colors are not really making sense at this point, but trust the process and little by little they all will make sense. So just keep doing whatever I am doing. I guess this is the ugliest phase of this painting, but it is quite okay. Now I want your attention here. This part is actually important because we are starting with the second layer of our purple color. This is a real nice dark purple, and it is the one that is actually going to give life to your painting. Be really careful where you're adding colors. Look at your reference. On seeing the reference, we can clearly see in some areas it has some kind of gradient effect. The color is darkest in the center, then it gets lighter, then it gets slightly more lighter, then it's the lightest. And now we are going to gradually shift to more details and the depth in the painting. Here you can just copy exactly what I am doing and it will turn out great. I am pretty sure about this. Right here I would say you should use little lighter shade into the whole square kind of area where we are coloring, and then in the left side corner you should add little darker shade. In mine it got little messy, but if you can understand, you should do it in a proper way. It would give a little more better look to it. However, you can keep doing as I am doing it as well. Here, this is the thing I told you. Okay, now also on this place I would say my brush was little dirty, so it is looking like muddy purple color. If possible, go it with a cleaner brush so it gives you a nice purple color here. At this point, the car started looking quite prettier than before. I think I should speed this process up. Right here I made a mistake. I got little too carried away with the painting and I stopped looking at the reference, but the bonnet or whatever it is, its shape was little different. So in mine it's like too dark, but if possible try using little like purple color there, and on the very corner in the left corner use dark black color to make like the gradients I am making here. If you can see, it is darker on the corner and it is lighter in the center, and then in the other corner it's again dark. The gray color we made, like the first layer using gray color, are the highlights actually. So be careful while painting them and try to make sure that your like base gray color or base purple color is completely dry, because if it's wet, what will happen is your color will smudge into that part and it will ruin your art. And here is the most trickiest part of the entire painting. As you can see in the reference image, there are too many, absolutely too many details in the tire, and this is actually difficult if we are doing it with the watercolors, because we have to add precise details one by one, and negative painting in these areas in which we are first doing the highlights, then the mid-tone, then the shadows, gets little difficult. I am not a professional at it, I am not a pro, so yeah, I am not going to do completely in a clear way. So if you want a easy way to paint these tires, you can copy mine, and if you are trying to do the exact same like hyper realistic, then you can use reference. Okay. And now we are at the very end of adding all the details. Once our details are done, we are going to use white gel pen. You can use acrylic white paint or watercolor as well, but I would recommend white gel pen because adding precise details and small highlights actually became so easier with it. In the previous BMW that is uploaded as short, I only used the acrylic paint, so it was better. But yes, this pen would work wonders if you try it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you actually enjoyed the process and actually learned from it.